Talk to me, nigga. I'm on the game, nigga. Talk to me. Want to call me? Good. On one.
Grab some target practice while you can. We're deploying soon. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
There is work to do.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Fight back, damn you.
Alright, that's enough fucking about. Now we do this for real.
I ain't trying to squash no beef, nigga. Went to a team. That was street, nigga. I just feel my slap.
Nigga, that's how you gonna suck that dick, nigga.
Battle Royale. Set a drop point for your team, soldier. Avoid the gas. Get to the safe one. Heading down. Enemy soldier incoming. Eliminate all targets in the AO. Positive ID on the bounty target. Sort them out. Enemy team is tracking your position. Be advised, friendly precision airstrike inbound.
On your ass, like rain.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Oh, now I'm gonna jump through the fucking window.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy RCXD detected.
Coming actual.
Friendly UAV
Requesting
overhead.
flyover.
Time's up. Objective failed. Gas is closing in. Get to the safe zone. safe zone located. Hostile dropping into the area. What? Only 25 remain.
They're lighting me up. Fire at home.
He's coming back.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
They're gone.
Bro, one of them go down.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Bro, where you at, bro?
It's all up to you now. Go for the win.
No, we're not.
I see movement.
Raining fire!
I'm hit!
Jeez, you guys are fucking trash. Fucking garbage.
Shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
You niggas garbage. Shut the fuck up.
You dick, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Like, dirty ass. Fuck off.
Right there.
Will not die.
Yo, these niggas calling me, bro. For what, bro?
Enemy UAV overhead.
Yeah. Huh?
Enemy UAV overhead.
Come right now?
Fire sales done. Prices are back to normal.
I'm ready to over there right now. Yeah, y'all sliding over there? Hey, yeah? What Manny say? Manny said you're not coming.
You've got gas moving in.
Oh, you going right now? I'm right side over there then.
They're lighting me up.
Go out!
Hostile maneuvering.
because I was
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Unbelievable.
target me.
Enemy down.
Less than 25. Get yourself sorted. We'll be deploying shortly. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Hostile dropping. Watch the skies.
Hostile expired.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Playtime's over, mate. You're going to the war zone.
Big rally point.
Battle Royale. Set a drop point for your team, soldier. You've got gas closing in fast. Safe zone. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Your primary objective is to kill them all. Bounty target has been marked. Kill them. Enemy UAV overhead. Bounty target is down. Well done. Enemy UAV overhead.
Hostile in the open.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Ah, bitch. Shit. down here, bro.
Enemy mark.
Enemy soldier incoming. You're all that's left. Get it done.
Have my revenge.
You're the last one on your team. Finish the job. Got a loadout drop inbound. You are one of 25 remaining. Fought hard out there. Return to base for debrief.
Nobody should be upstairs. You say,
Get yourself sorted. You'll be deployed
I
shortly.
ain't sick of playing the game. Yeah. How long you been
Enemy
at?
soldier incoming.
Hey, what's up, my niggas?
What's up? Hey, how long you been at? I see you. I'm gonna go get some gas so we can clear out that fourth weapon.
Throwing stun. Taking rush point. Frag out. Throwing frag grenade. Frag out. Stun grenade out.
Enemy soldier incoming. You're done warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Battle Royale. Set a drop point for your
Yeah,
team
I'm just
soldier.
playing. Good though. I warmed up for 1 minute and then let it sit. Then I want then I just run out some cold water. Did you take your test yet?
Enemy soldier incoming.
They said I'll get it back in 15 minutes.
Armed mobile.
I said, "Oh, find out so fast?" She goes,
Yeah.
I was told the record ones aren't accurate.
Yeah, the rapid ones are good, but the ones that take time is better.
So I'm gonna make an appointment with UTND. I was calling the tunnel. They was not picking up. Your daddy gave me the number to call.
Let me call you back.
I dropped
Look, call me as soon as you get out, call me.
I had a whole team with me.
Why the fuck I haven't came back yet? What the fuck?
Enemy soldier incoming. Scavenger contract located. I think armed mobile. Enemy UAV overhead. You're the last one on your team. Finish the job.
Stay alive,
Objectives
man.
updated. Move to the next
I'm gonna try to, bro.
You're running over there, wait till.
Objectives updated. Move to the next location. You're losing ground. Good control. Disregard last.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Only 25 remain.
Yo, you can't die, Casino.
I know.
Yeah, you can't die. Fuck. At least I got some smart teammates. Shit.
Come on, go and kill yourself, John. Go and kill yourself, bro.
Be advised, enemy team is tracking your location. You've got a loadout drop inbound.
I'm gonna get that loadout.
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
I am under fire.
Shit. Oh my god, bro. Niggas so fucking trash, bro. Hey, I might die, bro. I'm gonna try to land on my loadout.
Gas mask here.
Oh my god, one fucking bullet?
Not with hands.
Dude shot me with one bullet, bro.
Our teammate might quit.
You're losing ground.
Sustaining hit.
Oh my fucking god, bro. DMR, bro. Yo, you can't get me Casino. You gonna die. You gonna die if you climb up the ladder. Hold on. Let me jump down. Alright, okay, you good.
Open the
Enemy
thing.
UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
You are still in this.
Damn.
You're the last one on your team.
Stay alive.
Finish the job.
You'll have my revenge.
9 enemies are still active. Hunt them down. You will one of 25 remaining. The enemy took that one, but we'll be back to finish the job. Enemy soldier incoming. We're holding for deployment. Now's a good time to warm up. You're done warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Enemy soldier incoming. Battle Royale. Gas is approaching your position. Move to the safe zone.
Mic check.
Yo.
Alright lads, let's get it done. Move to the target area. You don't have long. Contract complete. Your payment has been authorized.
Grab my loadout.
Okay, we have enough. We have enough right here.
An enemy
Yep.
team is hunting you.
Alright,
Stay
I'm on
alert.
it. I'm on it.
Friendly
Hurry
UAV
up.
overhead.
Yep.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
I'm gonna buy a UAV for us. And we go hit the team where watch out.
Hostile expired.
Good enough. Good job.
Objective is to eliminate the bounty target.
Oh, there's like 3 teams over here. Stay alive, bro. Stay alive.
Yeah, that's a whole fucking team. Yeah, it's like 3 teams.
Good job, man. Good job.
Got some armor here. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Get my stuff back.
Everyone is in
Oh,
safe
no, they're
zone.
still over there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to go kill these dudes.
I down the one that's down to you.
You're good, I got you.
He coming up, he coming up.
Help me. I think, bro.
You're one of 25.
You can only do this all.
Get yourself to proper warm-up. We'll be deploying soon. Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy soldier incoming. You're done warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Battle Royale. Set a drop point for your team, soldier. Gas is closing. Suggest you get enemy soldier incoming.
Passive aggression. You guys have your theories.
KIA.
Why are those kids up?
Be advised, there's an enemy team hunting you.
Your kids on top of that building, next to us. That cracked wall.
Dropping ammunition.
Enemy soldier incoming.
I just landed here.
Listening. Contact! Finally. Marking shotgun, tagging armor. They're lighting me up.
Right here, guys.
Head for target location.
Body armor here.
Hostile expired.
It's two people in here.
Setting waypoint.
Yeah.
You're safe. You lost the enemy trackers.
Contact!
To the area.
Contact!
Watch the skies.
Sure, somebody move.
He on the roof, I think. Let's go get our loadout. Drop me y'all money?
Yeah,
Friendly loadout drop on the way. Go with the enemy UAV overhead. Forget what I said.
Is this kid right above him?
Yeah, he on the roof, I think.
Copy gas box.
Already.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
100, back 100. No.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
No, we good. Just get on top of that box.
We good.
Listinia, contact! Contact!
Give me up, give me up, give me up, give me up. He coming in, coming in. Coming in, right there, right there. Yeah, they put you in the room. They gonna put you over there, and then they gonna come squad. Yeah, like a room. Hmm?
Nailed that. Yeah.
Okay, usually gotta take your blood pressure to get temperature when they'll sit you down. Yeah. Yeah, then they'll put you in a room. Yeah. Nah, you're not gonna wait outside, people. They're gonna put you in a room. You a patient. Yeah.
Check your gear and weapons. Planes are
I'm
making
tired
ready
of
for
this, man. I'm
impact.
not gonna come today. Right.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Man, I can't come today, bro. Nigga, you want that? Oh. Yeah, I can't.
You know what? Yeah.
Nah, my motherfucking mama tested positive for COVID. I went out to eat with her Thursday. So shit, they could go and get tested. I'm gonna go get tested. So yeah. Yeah, so yes, bro. Yes. One thing and then another.
Yeah.
You're done warming up. Stand by for
You know
the
what?
war
Shit,
zone.
something to find out if I'm positive or not. I don't want to come up there and say I'm positive. Give it to nobody. tripping, man.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Alright, man, let's get it done. Move to the next area, secure the perimeter. Enemy UAV overhead.
What?
Enemy marked.
Wait, ma.
Primary objective accomplished. Recon intel secured. Be advised, there's an enemy team hunting you. Enemy UAV overhead.
Eyes on shooter.
You've got gas moving in. You've got a loadout drop inbound.
Safe zone now.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Have eyes on hostile care package.
Copy system deployed. You've got gas inbound. Take something located. Clock's ticking. Get to the target. Enemy UAV overhead. Time is up. Objective failed. Enemy UAV overhead. Located a supply bin. Secure that position. Objectives updated. Move to the next location. Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Fire station costs are adjusted. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
This is not how
Enemy
it
UAV
ends.
overhead.
I got you.
Enemy UAV overhead. Less than 25 is still standing.
It's been almost a week. Sir, we brought you on to talk about a little bit about your impeachment position. Joe Manchin says don't go there. What do you think you should do?
Well, I disagree. I think if impeachment's in the Constitution and it's not for this, then I don't know what it's for. Look, I don't like being here. I don't like being in this position. But I just don't see much of an alternative.
Back to Chris on. Chris, I interrupted you. Go ahead and give me your thought here before we get rolling with the FBI. Congressman, hang on one minute. Go ahead. Sure.
Yeah, for the record, I totally agree with the congressman. The president should resign today. Every Republican in the Senate should be held to account for the Republicans that stood up, and they should stand up and say, Mr. President, time to go. But as for what Matt said, every Democratic official, big and small, called out the violence over the summer. I do not see every Republican official calling out the violence that happened to our Capitol in an attempt to overthrow our republic by the President of the United States on Wednesday. So I'm waiting for that from the right wing. I'm waiting for that. I expect Lisa Murkowski, I expect other Republican senators who know better to walk into Mitch McConnell's office and say, expel Josh Hawley, expel Ted Cruz, or we're walking across the aisle. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. I hope it does. I do believe there are some good Republicans, and I hope they will stand up to their president and to the lies that have been told by the right wing for the past 4 years.
They were objecting to the election itself in terms of pushing for an audit on the election before they move forward. I'll get back to that point in a moment here. Matt, do you want to jump in on that?
Wifey. Yeah, I do. This is part of the toxicity that we have to move away from. You know, I worked on President Bush's campaign in 2000, and Democrats...
Okay, good. Did you take the rapid and the 3-day one?
Then they objected when he won re-election in
No, you can take both of them. You should have took both of them.
those Democratic members should have been censored or expelled.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, okay. Go to Popeyes. It's Tuesday. And then, come on. Yeah, take it.
You've got to figure out a way. The Democratic leader is getting ripped.
Matt and Congressman Kildee stand by here. We expect to hear from Michael Sherwin from the District of Columbia and also the FBI office. Stephen Dontuano.
The FBI's activities since the violence.
You should make an appointment for Friday.
Quite familiar with large-scale, complex, and fast-moving investigations.
All right. Okay.
We are up to the challenge. As Director Ray says, the FBI does not do easy. To be clear, the brutality the American people watched with shock and disbelief on the 6th will not be tolerated by the FBI. The men and women of the FBI will leave no stone unturned in this investigation. Since these events, the FBI has worked hand in hand with the United States Attorney's Office and our law enforcement partners here in D.C. and across the country to arrest and charge multiple individuals who took part in the destruction. In 6 days, we have opened over 160 case files, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. The significance of this investigation is not lost on us. This is a 24/7, full-bore, extensive operation into what happened that day. We cannot do our job without the help of the American people. Since our call for tips, videos, and pictures, we have received more than 100,000 pieces of digital media, which is absolutely fantastic. And we are scouring every one for investigative and intelligence leads. We continue to ask for more. If you have information, contact 1-800-CALL-FBI or submit photos and videos to fbi.gov/US Capitol, that's capital with an O. I want to stress that the FBI has a long memory and a broad reach. Agents and our partners are on the streets investigating leads not only here in the D.C. area, but also across the country through the FBI's 56 field offices. So even, like I said before, even if you left D.C., agents from our local field offices will be knocking on your door if we find out that you were part of the criminal activity at the Capitol. But before we do this, this is your opportunity to come forward, as several individuals who were involved in Wednesday's riots have done, to volunteer about their participation. In the weeks leading up to the January 6th rally, the FBI worked internally with every FBI field office to ensure that we were looking for any intelligence that may have developed about potential violence during the rally on January 6th. We developed some intelligence that a number of individuals were planning to travel to the D.C. area with intentions to cause violence. We immediately shared that information and action was taken, as demonstrated by the arrest of Enrique Tarrio by the Metropolitan Police Department the night before the rally. Other individuals were identified in other parts of the country and their travel subsequently disrupted. The FBI receives enormous amounts of information and intelligence, and our job is to determine the credibility and viability of it under the laws and policies that govern FBI investigations. We have to separate the aspirational from the intentional and determine which of the individuals saying despicable things on the internet are just practicing keyboard bravado or they actually have the intent to do harm. In the latter, we work diligently to identify them and prevent them from doing so. As offensive as a statement can be, the FBI cannot open an investigation without a threat of violence or alleged criminal activity. However, when that language does turn to a call of violence or criminal activity, the FBI is able to undertake investigative action. And in this case, we had no indication information was linked to any specific person, but this is a matter of an online discussion. This information was immediately disseminated through a written product and briefed through our command post operations to all levels of law enforcement. Part and parcel of our investigation into violent actors is the fact that we continue to gather intelligence that will aid in our ability to disrupt possible future violent activity. Suffice it to say, we are leveraging our relationships with federal, state, and local law enforcement partners, using our tools at our disposal to find and bring everyone involved in last week's criminal activity to justice. I'm now going to turn it over to Acting U.S. Attorney Michael Short.
All right, thank you, Steve. I think I mentioned this before a few days ago that just to begin, I think the scope and scale of this investigation and these cases are really unprecedented, not only in FBI history, but probably DOJ history, in which essentially the Capitol grounds outside and inside are essentially a crime scene. And a scale in which we have literally thousands of potential witnesses and a scenario in which we're going to have I believe, hundreds of criminal cases, both filed with our local courts, the Superior Court, and through the federal court system. So just to frame things, the enormity of this investigation is going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort, and this is not going to be solved overnight. It's not going to be solved within the coming weeks. It's not going to be solved within the coming months. This is going to be a long-term investigation, and rest assured, the Bureau, the Department of Justice, all the U.S. attorneys across the United States that are assisting these investigations, everyone is in for the long haul. So, that being said, let's turn to the numbers that Steve referenced. And the numbers are going to geometrically increase. So, as we sit here now, literally days after this event happened, we have already opened 170, more than 170 subject files, meaning these individuals have been identified as potential persons that committed crimes on the Capitol grounds, inside and outside. So of those 170 cases that have already been opened, and I anticipate that's going to grow to the hundreds in the next coming weeks, we've already charged over 70 cases. And again, that number, I suspect, is going to grow into the hundreds. So what are the types of cases we initially charged? And I think there are some misconceptions, and I want to clarify some of those misconceptions, because given the enormity of the actors we saw both inside and outside the Capitol, the range of criminal conduct is really, I think, again, unmatched in any type of scenario that we've seen the FBI or the DOJ. We're looking at everything from simple trespass to theft of mail, to theft of digital devices within inside the Capitol, to assault on local officers, federal officers both outside and inside the Capitol, to the theft of potential national security information or national defense information, to felony murder, and even civil rights excessive force investigations. So just the gamut of cases and criminal conduct we're looking at is really mind-blowing. And that has really put an enormous amount of work on the plate of the FBI and field office throughout the entire United States. So let's look at those initial cases. And again, I want to clarify some misconceptions. When criminal conduct occurs, we try to obviously charge people as soon as possible. So the way, looking just at the federal system, we'll try to do that via criminal complaint. So when these actors left the Capitol, these individuals, these defendants, obviously the impetus marching orders by federal law enforcement was to find, fix, and charge these individuals as fast as possible. So the prosecutors from the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office, we look for the most simple charge we could file as quick as possible. So therefore, the initial charges filed in these cases, a lot of them were misdemeanors. They were trespass cases. However, those cases were opened on those initial charges. We also had several firearms charges. We also had several felony charges that were opened with assault and battery, illegal felonious possession of weapons. However, I want to clarify a misconception. This is only the beginning. So after these criminal charges are filed via criminal complaints, that allows law enforcement across the United States to arrest people from
yeah, two of the specials
to Cleveland to Jacksonville. That's what's happened over the past several days. It's really
then
we have the ability to then indict these individuals on more
you can take it out my money.
What has happened. For example, yesterday, again, only days after this event happened, we had
get Tommy one and get you one of you on one.
Throughout the entire day, and for several hour upon hour, prosecutors
and add one spicy leg to it, and that's it.
Cases related to civil disorder, related to the possession of destructive devices, related to the possession of semi-automatic weapons that are illegal to possess in the district. So again, I just want to clarify that the initial charges were filed.
Just get four.
Misdemeanors. These are only
Get one small red beans and rice.
So what are we looking at downstream here?
And that's it.
What we're looking at is the initial charges everyone's familiar with. The zip tie guys.
You heard me, Keith?
And
okay.
blocks that were arrested on the house floor with zip ties.
I'm gonna wait and just see what's happening. And if anything, if I start feeling anyway, I'm just gonna go contest. I ain't gonna go today.
Stealing items, stealing materials, mail, and sometimes even personal.
Yeah, it went down. Yeah.
They're familiar with those cases because of social media.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a little cold last night at work, so I gotta start wearing my beanie. It was fucking freezing at work.
We're looking at significant felony cases
Man, they got a like heater the size of my damn PlayStation headset. Come on, man, that shit don't below nothing. I need like a bigger one than that. That's okay, cause I'm gonna invest in one of those, like one of those like one of them things that blow cold air, but it can blow heat too. Man, I'm gonna take it to hell yeah. I'm just take it to work and just leave it at work.
We're looking and taking a priority with cases in which weapons were involved and cases in which destructive devices were involved. As people know through news reports, there were pipe bombs found outside the Capitol. The ATF is working on that. Metro Police is working on that. FBI is working on that.
I just got off the phone, man, like shit, there ain't nothing you really can do, Tommy. Like shit, they done sent 20 teachers home at my job. So what? Why I'm stuck at work? I've been around those teachers, like students too. So what can you do? I like, bro. That's what I told them. There's really nothing you can do. It's really nothing you can do. It's really not. There's really nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is try to limit. The only thing you can try to do is limit your contact with people, and pray to God that you lucky. Cause Casey caught it at work, and Casey don't even know how he caught it. Casey, well, his mask at work. He said he don't know how he caught it. I don't know. I didn't ask him yet. Eric told me.
And federal officers, and they were also used against some of these rioters. So the picture's going to build. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what happened within the Capitol. And
I drank a jug of water. I'm drinking it.
The next weeks and days, and I think people are going to be shocked.
Because I didn't want to drink out that water, and then he wouldn't have had no water today. So what I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna start taking his jug of water to work, refilling it, and I'm gonna take mine to work and refill it. He wants to buy no water for me and him. He's gonna have a jug of water every day. This boy right here. I hate I even brought a baby into this world right now with all this shit going on. Fucking virus and shit. Shit's stupid.
Thank you very much.
It's like it's nothing we can do to protect ourselves. Like it's not. Like I opened the bag of the Starbucks, grabbed my sandwich out of there. But I gotta wash my hands as soon as I open the bag. It can be COVID on the bag. That's what I'm saying. It ain't nothing you can do. Like it ain't nothing to do it. You gonna what? Like you sipping on your coffee cup. You don't wipe your coffee cup down with a Clorox wipe, do you? No. It can be COVID on that coffee cup. No, we're gonna go tomorrow. We're gonna go tomorrow. Because I'm not taking Tommy today. Because I want to go get tested tomorrow. When you get home tomorrow, I'm gonna go get tested. Then we're gonna. I know. I'm gonna go get tested tomorrow, and then we're gonna shoot up there.
And in this city, in D.C., we have a very robust JTTF. And in that, we have...
Don't you got a water in the trunk? Yeah, you got that water. I'll send Tommy down there to come get it.
We also shared it through our medical structure, and then also through other means of...
All right.
They have access to our...
Tommy, you got some clothes on? All right. Mama about to be here like in 5-10 minutes. Huh? Good. Keep doing them. Keep doing them. Because you're not going to Brandon's today. You might not go tomorrow.
If you could tell us, perhaps, if you found any indications so far, if you indicate that the level of planning and coordination for these people to go into the Capitol and carry out this attack rather than just a spontaneous mad mob and just got out of control. And secondly, if you could, one at least Senator Schumer has talked about the possibility that some people might be put on the no-fly list. Of these 170 case subject files that you've already opened, can you tell us whether you've added any of those people to like a no-fly list as a result of what happened?
We're looking at all different avenues here. So my agents and analysts and all the other FBI personnel in my office and across the country are scrubbing video. We're talking to witnesses. We're talking to individuals that we arrest, and we're gathering that picture to understand what happened on the 6th that day in the Capitol, inside the Capitol, talking about law enforcement partners. And it's not just the FBI doing this, it's all of our law enforcement partners as well that are working in conjunction with Acting U.S. Attorney Mike Sherwin's office and our local office here too as well. So we're sharing that intelligence amongst each other, we're putting into the intelligence cycle that the FBI has to try to ascertain the true picture of what happened that day. As for the no-fly list, we look at all tools and techniques that we possibly can use within the FBI, and that's something that we are actively looking at.
The next question is from Catherine Herridge from CBS News. Please go ahead.
Thank you for holding this event. The two pipe bombs that were found at the RNC and the DNC, does this cross the threshold to domestic terrorism because they are political targets? And do you think this was designed to either pull first responders away from the scene as the Capitol was breached, or an effort to maim lawmakers as they evacuate?
So I'll try to address that question for you the best I can. So yes, those two pipe bombs that were found both outside the RNC and the DNC offices. And look, to begin, they were real devices. They had explosive igniters. They had timers. We don't know, obviously, exactly why they did not go off. That's being investigated. They were destroyed, disabled by Capitol Police with the assistance of the ATF, and that is all obviously being vetted and investigated. What was the purpose of those devices being planted? Was it a diversionary type of a tactic used by some of these rioters? Was it something, or did it have some other type of nefarious purpose? So that is what the ATF, the FBI, NPD are looking at as we speak right now, and looking for those persons that planted those devices. In terms of the conduct related to planning those, pipe bombs, the mention of domestic terrorism, I've mentioned this before. I don't like this tyranny of labels saying an act is domestic terrorism. We have plenty of federal resources at our disposal, plenty of federal charges to address all of this conduct, from felony murder related to the possession and use of destructive devices, to seditious conspiracy, under the federal code that has significant penalties. And as mentioned, with this strike force that was established to focus strictly on sedition charges, we're looking at and treating this just like a significant international counterterrorism or counterintelligence operation. We're looking at everything: money, travel records, looking at disposition, movement, communication records. So no resource related to the FBI or the U.S. Attorney's Office will be unchecked in terms of trying to determine exactly if there was a
Don't you start, pretty boy. Don't you start, pretty boy.
Please go ahead. Yes, thank you. Are you looking at the possibility that some of these suspects were attempting or planning to take members of Congress hostage?
So I want to talk about Mike's prior question first, just because I want to emphasize that we have a $50,000 reward out for the information, any information and identification of the individual or individuals that left the pipeline. So I just want to make that perfectly clear, and that we're looking at all angles in that. Every tool, every rock is being unturned, because we have to bring that person to justice or people to justice. So can you repeat the question, please?
Are you looking at the possibility that some of these suspects who reached the Capitol, who had zip ties and other things, were looking at the possibility of taking members of Congress or others hostage?
So, like I answered the last couple questions, we're looking at all angles here. We're interviewing everyone, interviewing witnesses, and interviewing subjects as they get arrested around the country and then within the district as well, to ascertain the true purpose of some of these individuals in the Capitol that day.
Question is from Jake Gibson from CBS News. Please go ahead.
Thank you, first of all. I have two, actually. Number one,
Hey.
Did you make an appointment for the car?
About to right now.
Was an individual
okay. What the white people say?
To get contact
They, I'll talk to you when you come up here. You almost home? Tommy. Tommy, go outside. Yeah.
Or leading up to the day of the ranch, but there are some specific reports out that there was just, at least one report out of FBI in Norfolk that painted a pretty grim picture. If you done that and
beat him up.
on the hill, really ready
He looked tired.
So
Big head.
the investigation into
Was she outside right now?
Yeah.
Is an ongoing.
Look how big my feet is.
We are looking at everything that
Go put your shoes on, man.
Cut this
one
of our law enforcement brethren.
Come on, go put
So it's an ongoing investigation.
Yeah,
and interviews that we're still conducting. Is a
all right, okay.
video that's out there. We're reviewing all that.
Tommy, grab Mama keys.
As for the information that's being presented out there right now about Norfolk, that was a thread on a message that was not attributable to an individual.
She got some Popeyes.
Oh, she not cooking tonight?
I don't know. I don't know.
We reached out within 40 minutes to our law enforcement partners, our federal state law enforcement partners that we had on command posts. They got ingested into the JTTF system. And was again shared with all our law enforcement partners through that process that we had.
I got the wrong keys.
In the room. On the dresser.
There was an awful lot of information there. It was taking a time. 160 case files, 70 charged, hundreds more possible likely. I think the question near the end there by Jake from the Department of Justice, did Capitol Security know of the FBI information? That the FBI had online the day before all this happened. So, and the answer seems to be shared electronically within our system within 40 minutes. We'll work with some better clarification on that.
Oh, no, right there.
I'm bringing straight right now from the Republican congressman, a prosecutor as well, trying to review some of this reaction on the information they just delivered in.
Find them all, charge them all. Investigations are hard, Bill. I mean, you're going to wind up in court proving it beyond a reasonable doubt. Being in politics is easy. You just have to allege it. Being in a courtroom is hard. You got to prove it. So let me finish by saying this. The Republican Party has always positioned itself as the party of law and order. Okay, great. If you have information about anyone who is part of the siege of the Capitol, then you have an obligation to share law enforcement.
She's not downstairs yet. What's wrong?
If you got information, share it with the cops.
Yeah, too.
Back to these online corrections, and they said toward the beginning, we're not sure if it was keyboard or intent to harm. I think this is a critical question here, Brad. How do investigators determine that? How tricky could that be? Should Capitol Police not just notify, but make sure they receive the message? I mean, you can't text message or an email. You have to make sure it was received and read.
I mean, the Bureau of remember the school shooting in Florida, which the FBI said they're crediting responsibility for not passing that information on. I guess my point is this, Bill. I mean, it was the least well-kept secret in the world that there was going to be a last Thursday, and they were being sent this information by members of the House, the Senate, about the election being stolen. So I think it's eminently predictable and actually natural.
I love you.
Consequence of all of that is
You know what I mean?
a problem with Capitol. When I was there, the house was great. I mean, they were everywhere.
Look.
How in the world they were stopped by a big crowd coming to the Capitol? I'm going to need to hear that explained. But here's the theory.
stakes in the law then, which is like, is it possible that with the closures of public sewers going back to late March, it is across the last year? I mean, they have not been operating the way they were for the past 10 months. It's possible, but I mean, you've got threats all the time on Capitol Hill, and you've got high-profile folks on both sides. So, I mean, I'm going to be shocked if cops let their guard down. I mean, keep in mind, even when things were, pre-pandemic, obviously, I mean, sometimes Congress was in session, sometimes we were not. I didn't detect any decrease in security profile when members of Congress weren't there. So I need to know how far out does their jurisdiction extend, and when does the D.C. Metro Police jurisdiction extend? That doesn't have anything to do with federal law enforcement. That also can be
Hey, boy.
the president or the mayor actually call in additional help. I mean, you need an overwhelming display of force when you suspect something bad is going on. You're saying no excuse. And tens of thousands of people will just right down the street and there's no excuse for that. Your explanation? Now, there's no excuse when it comes to public safety, but that's the number one problem. So what did you take away from the briefing? One of the most detailed and candid briefings I've seen from the FBI in a long time about what things that they're doing right now. They're looking for command and control. They're looking for the broad conspiracy, who the leaders were, what type of planning took place. They set up a task force with a goal towards forming up conspiracy to commit sedition, which is very unusual. You don't see that charge very often. That goes all the way back to World War II. So that's unusual. They're looking at the conspiratorial activity, which means group activity across the board, violence, weapons of mass destruction, all of that. It looks to me like the FBI and other law enforcement partners have all hands on deck, and they have a lot to do. I agree with that. You're exactly right. I mean, that is a clear takeaway from that. There's a lot of work to do as a result of this. 100,000 pieces of video. How does that change this? Easier? You'll have more to immensely more complex. Digital evidence is not
go ahead. But she downstairs?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them on the edge of the couch.
It's got to be done systematically by
Okay.
You got to courses and that sort of thing.
I'll be right back.
That's problematic. It is cyber junkie work that not every agent can do. So there are bottlenecks there. Now, there are bottlenecks. In big cases, they can break through those bottlenecks. But other cases that are going on, it seems to me that the FBI is focused on this as the number one priority of the FBI right now. In a moment, you'll get all this done. So what is this impeachment strategy? We'll find out tomorrow.
While delivering
The last 8 years, I've been in bed.
After about 3 weeks.
After taking relief, then I can open and close my hands, stand on my feet without them killing me.
Now that I take relief benefit, I'm pain free.
How many people have to tell you when you take yourself big before you decide to give it a try? Start for just $19.95.
Really, really good. It doesn't feel miserable all the time. It's like the best thing in the world.
I'm right here. That's right here.
Why you fussing? Why you fussing? Hey! Why my baby crying? So why you got him on the couch like that? So you can roll over?
I was washing dishes. All right, he ain't about to roll over.
Yeah, my car won't start. It won't even, it just go.
With the jumper cables?
No sound at all.
With the jumper cables? Nothing?
Did you jump my car?
Oh, I thought that's why you was asking for the keys.
No, I wanted to see if anything.
I go jump it. I go jump it. Before I leave work, I'm gonna jump it.
I could not believe that we actually were getting evicted from our home that we did not sell.
Jeffers' home was stolen by cyber criminals. Identity protection is necessary, but it don't protect your house.
Daughter. What's wrong? Oh, mama.
To realize that they have power in those title boxes.
The thing with home title lock is as soon as those actions, locked in. Go to
All right.
Hey, come here. Come on. Come on.
Look.
That's Wednesday. Mitch McConnell's going to know that on Friday night for the first time and the Senate.
What's the matter?
President Trump is a former president. The
What's the matter? You want me?
We're talking about former presidents. How would you expect this to go with the House full? The article's back before we went 100 days down the road and how Joe Biden unwind his agenda. I mean, there's a lot there. Well, the House will take
When last time you had a bottle?
It's time.
Oh, you want a bottle?
But the Senate, by unanimous consent, every member agrees
Hey.
coming back in
Hey.
Little squash.
Get it. He ate some squash?
all it requires is one member to say, I object.
He was eating it, but he wasn't eating it like some sweet potatoes.
Did you warm it up?
Like, yeah.
Get it. Hey, my baby. First of all, his pampers feel real heavy. When did you change them? Okay, but you're sitting on the couch with him on your lap.
That's just now.
You got more and I don't know what, like your son.
about you do something really unusual, which is actually investigate it before you make the allegation?
I've talked to some Republican senators over the weekend, Carl. They're actively talking now with the Democratic colleagues the possibility of censure. A lot of moderate senators in the middle may go there. Are you hearing the same thing?
I talked to a member of the House who was in discussions with with Democratic members about it. And think about this. We will not impeach Donald Trump, which we can't have him found guilty before he leaves office, if you Republicans will join with us in censuring the president instead. So make up your minds. Either he is worthy of impeachment or he's worthy of censure. If you want to censure him, go ahead and censure him. There's already a stain enough on him that's going to keep him from running and winning in 2024, in my opinion. Can you imagine the television spots that could be run by the Democrats if he were to be the Republican nominee in 2024? But, make up your minds. You're either going to carry this to the extreme or you're going to settle for a censure. But, you're negotiating it as if this would not have huge consequences for our country. Gerald Ford did an enormous thing for the country when he pardoned Richard Nixon in the aftermath.
He's going to have it probably the last period.
It probably cost him his election in 1976, but it saved the country from a continuing controversy.
You're encouraging Joe Biden to follow your advice here. I don't know if you will.
Oh, it's the advice of the Wall Street Journal editorial page.
I agree with that. Do you think Biden will do that?
No, I don't. I think the Democratic Party, I think Nancy Pelosi head of steam is so strong. She hates Trump so viscerally and so angrily that she is going to do what she feels is best for the caucus in the House, not as what is best for the country.
Okay. Thank you, Carl.
Let him go in peace. It's with his reputation stained and in disgrace. Do not further heighten the controversy and polarization.
I'm out of time, but thank you for yours. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Kay. Let's see what we get tomorrow.
So it can last.
Trump administration announces a plan to try to speed up the COVID-19 vaccinations. What you need to know next about that in your town or state. Next.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra!
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. One drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor.
Restore Old Gel is formulated with prebiotic and strengthens skin's moisture base.
The MAGA agenda.
All right, NBC News political reporter Josh Letterman joins us now live from Alamo, Texas. Josh, the president was speaking to law enforcement audience members there, and he pointed to them. But he did not appear to mention fallen Capitol Hill police officer Brian Sicknick. How was he received there in Texas today?
Well, Eamon, the president may be under fire from all sides back in Washington, but here along the Texas border with Mexico, it was a chance for the president to pat himself on the back for a job that he said was well done on immigration policy and specifically on building that. President Trump did when he got to a stretch of the border wall right now. He took out a black Sharpie and he went up to the border wall and he signed a Donald Trump plaque that had been attached to the bottom of the wall. And that's kind of the tone the president tried to set today, trying to basically bask in the appreciation of here, as well as some supporters. The president, what he was actually able to do, he said on the border wall, when in fact we know only about 450 miles of mile-long border actually has a border wall. At the end of his had some type of barrier that was simply upgraded. But it was a sense here of one final campaign rally for President Trump. Even as he left the stage, they were playing YMCA, one of his favorite songs from his many campaign rallies. Amen.
And we should also note he promised that Mexico would pay for the wall. Mexico did not pay for that wall, among all the other false statements that were made about it. Josh Letterman in Texas, as far as traveling with the president.
What are they talking about now?
Thank you, as always. That wraps up a very busy hour for me. I'll see you right back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Deadline White House with Nicole Wallace. Start right after this quick break.
You got that. Some of them say black.
People everywhere living with type 2 diabetes are waking up to what's possible with Rebelsis. Rebelsis works differently than any other diabetes pill to lower blood sugar in all 3 of these ways. Increases insulin, decreases sugar, and slows food. The majority of people taking Rebelsis lower their blood sugar and reach an A1C of less than 7. People taking Rebelsis lost up to 8 pounds. Rebelsis isn't for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Rebelsis if you or your family
Administration changing its COVID-19 vaccine guidelines to try to get more Americans vaccinated. Brian Yellis reports on a vaccination mega site in Rockaway, New Jersey. That's the mega site. Brian, good afternoon.
She told me she was over with. Oh, that's what the red flag was.
In September, it is now a mass vaccination site, aka a mega site. It's one of 2 openings in New Jersey. Eventually, there will be 6 openings statewide. Right now, New Jersey, only healthcare workers and first responders can get vaccinated. But the health secretary, Alex Azar,
they be going to many places.
Changes the federal guidelines saying they want people over the age of 65 to begin getting vaccinated right now, and any adult with pre-existing conditions, regardless of their occupation. These new federal guidelines announced today also urge states to start distributing more vaccines to local health centers and pharmacies. HHS also wants states to release all of their available doses, including those doses that are reserved for people's second required shot. Azar says there is enough supply.
We are 100% committed to ensuring a second dose is available for every American who receives the first dose. Let me repeat that.
Natalie took the shot.
Our approach continues to ensure that there will be a second dose available for someone who gets a first dose of vaccine.
Yeah.
The U.S. has administered just 35% of the vaccines that have been distributed to the states. They're hoping to improve that with mass vaccination sites. Inside this Sears department store, well, 2,500 vaccines can be given a day. It's about a 30-minute process. Come in, come out, and they take care of you. We'll see how it goes with these new efforts.
If they're getting better, Brian, yes or no?
It is getting better. Let's give it another couple weeks. We'll see.
We shall. Thank you. Nice to see you in Rockaway, New Jersey today, Brian. Thank you very much. Catch you again tomorrow. In the meantime, stocks kind of like what they saw today. Finished in positive territory. Neil's got you covered as we move forward throughout the afternoon. See you again tomorrow.
Did you eat some pizza rolls?
All right.
Yeah. You good?
Nothing. Oh, you throw that away.
The scope and scale of this investigation in these cases are really unprecedented, not only in FBI history, but probably DOJ history, which essentially the Capitol grounds outside and inside are essentially a crime scene. And scale in which we have literally thousands of potential witnesses and a scenario in which we are going to have, I believe, hundreds of criminal cases.
And it's just gotten started. Bigger than we thought, more involved than we thought, much more worrisome than we thought. An investigation where the crime scene is indeed the United States Capitol. And more than 100,000 video and pictures have already been received as tips. Growing concerns not only about what happened last week, but what could happen next week. Welcome everybody, I'm Neil Tabuto, and this is your world, and a confusing and scary world, the way it was portrayed by the Justice Department and the FBI chronicling what it called a war that was planned on the nation's capital. The very latest from David Spunk at the Justice Department on where we stand.
Papa think
There are plenty of
her
questions
having her
for law
own blanket.
enforcement
That's not
officials, both
quarantine. She
local
need to be in a
and
room by
federal,
herself.
about what did law enforcement
I'm not about to be around
know
him for a while, so it don't matter.
enforcement know that
She got her own
information.
thing.
A Washington Post report out this afternoon says the FBI in Norfolk gave some information about an online thread using the words war and other types of violence and sent that to officials here in Washington, D.C. Officials held a news conference just about an hour ago. You saw
don't give us nothing.
last week those officials said there were no specific known threats before that melee, that chaos in and
Just
out
water.
of Capitol
She
Hill.
need water in
No,
that
no,
thing.
I'm talking about his food. She looking for bones.
Is right now. You mentioned more than 100,000 images they are sifting through that was brought together by the public. They're also looking and identified at least 170 people, Neil. They've charged 70 people so far. Investigators are looking at that. Media authorities say they're making progress with identifications.
I got a list
It's not going to be
on my
solved within the
email.
coming weeks. It's not going to be solved within the coming months. This is going to be a long-term investigation, and rest assured, the Bureau, the Department of Justice, all the U.S. attorneys
Says how
across the
many
United States
students
that are
from
assisting
each
these
school, how many
investigations,
staff
everyone
from
is
each
in for the long haul.
And that was Michael Sherwood, the U.S. Attorney in D.C. He also said to those who
On the
trespassed the Capitol and lit off those pipe bombs, we will find you no matter how long it takes. Today, the FBI also looking at the potential of putting some of those involved in those riots on the no-fly list. No final decisions have been made, but the possibility is there according to authorities. The idea coming from many people, but most notably Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. We want to show you, Neil, some new video today of the National Guard in Washington, D.C. The Guard will have a heavy presence over the next week, even more so now that there is an internal FBI memo warning that there won't just be protests across the country, but armed protests slated not just at this Capitol building here in Washington, D.C., but Capitol buildings across all 50 states, including the Capitol building in Olympia, Washington. Authorities say that they're showing up in large numbers to send a public message that things will be under control. Neil, the Department of Homeland Security has already started calling this a special national security event. That designation began yesterday, not typically just a few days before the inauguration as in other years, but that's going on right now. FBI officials, we cannot put up this number enough. If you have information, 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-225-5324. Neil. All right, David, thank you very, very much. An unusual letter being written by the Joint Commanders who make up the Joint Chiefs of Staff and a message to our troops. And I start quoting, the American people have trusted the armed forces of the United States to protect them and our Constitution for almost 250 years. As we've done throughout our history, the U.S. military will obey lawful orders.
That's you. Keep messing with it, boy. Stop.
Civil authorities to protect lives and property, ensuring public safety in accordance with the law. To our men and women deployed and at home, safeguarding our country. Stay ready. Keep your eyes on the horizon and remain focused on the mission. We honor your continued service in the defense of every American. Now, to Ted Williams, a former D.C. police detective, with a sort of reaction, certainly by our Joint Commanders, who are ready for anything and everything, and want to make sure our men and women in the armed forces are.
I got a leg left.
Ted, what do you make of all this?
I think I do. Oh, that's okay. I'm done. What? What's left in there? Yeah, I'll take that leg.
Because they got information from their Norfolk field office on January 5th, and it read like this. The FBI in Norfolk received an internet transmission that said this. Congress needs to hear breaking glass, doors being kicked in, and blood from Black Lives Matter and people, slave soldiers being filled. Get violent. Stop calling it a march or a rally or a protest. Go there, ready for war. We get our president or we die. That information was given to the Norfolk field office, and that should have been conveyed to the Washington or FBI field office. And something should have been done. And when I listened to this press conference this afternoon, they were being more reactive about what took place than proactive about what is going to take place here in the near future.
No more fat ass.
You know what's kind of interesting, Ted, is that was not relayed from that Norfolk office to officials in Washington, certainly not to the Capitol Police. I'm not aware of the chain of command and how it would to try to give every possible benefit of that to authorities there. There were marches and demonstrations in Washington make an appointment with almost like you would picking up a flag pass at Disney. But there was certainly early signals that this was going to be big. This crowd was going to be angry, and there were members included. The overwhelming majority might have been people mean to do
Lord, I don't want you to be crying for me. I don't want that one too.
That crowd was very different than that. They were telegraphing their preparations for authorities to see it. They only took the time to see it and hear it.
Only took the time. This is one reason why I complete investigation, and I think President-elect Biden has to look into this. And you know, we are the last step of America. Everyone thought that America was secure when it came to its federal government. And it's now found out unsecure we are in this country. It's an embarrassment.
But this intelligence, apparently, Ted, if I was reading these guys correctly, this was kind of outlined that they might, in fact, storm the Capitol, the interior of the Capitol. But somehow that word did not get to the right people at the right time. And by the time we found out about it, they were out of time and it was bedlam. Where did this slip occur, or was it just a compounded event?
No, I think that this was a gathering storm, and this storm has been gathering for some time. Because as you know, on the 20th we have the inauguration coming on. There is a group called the National Special Security Event group that the Secret Service put in place, and they have partners from all over the country, law enforcement partners, as well as the military partners, as well as the National Guard, all coming to Washington to make sure that there's a peaceful transition of government. But somebody dropped the ball here. 5 people died, or you had a president who's still in a state of denial about his responsibilities in regards to this, all blaming it on an illegal election when in fact it was him that incited this riot. And so there are heads that really need to be thrown, but there needs to be a complete and thorough investigation of this matter. And what we heard today from the FBI is lukewarm cowardly.
Well, in the meantime, the whole Capitol is a crime scene, but that crime scene is going to be the venue for the swearing in of the next president of the United States. Do you think it's safe?
Both of us?
Well, I think it is safe now, and it will be safe with all of these various entities coming in, meaning the National Guard, state and local police officers from all over the country. But the sad commentary is that the west side of the White House, where this swearing-in takes place, is one of the areas that was breached. And it's an embarrassment. Now we're finding out that internally that some police officers may very well have been involved in this. They put some of them on suspension. And they are looking and conducting an investigation to try to determine who was involved in this, who knew what when. And that's significant and important, Neil, as we go forward.
His mama.
You were right, my friend. Ted Wiggins, thank you very, very much. We're monitoring very, very closely. You've heard the lead on this, Ted was wrapping up here, how social media has gone after anyone with any allegiances to Donald Trump or those who are behind the effort to overturn the election. But now setting its sights on, of all people, Ron Paul, a frequent critic of Donald Trump. Incredible. The big tech battle that is now ensnared no less than the former presidential candidate and long-serving Congressman Ron Paul, who's here after this.
So what? She a dog. Whatever she got, you gonna get. Probably already got it.
Idle potato recipe. Just cite this.
Get that and you can test it
I'm
too.
not a real idle potato farmer. Genuine idle potato. Not just a side dish anymore. Always look for the idle seeds.
some lotion for her birthday. It was all over her. She said, she had to call the care
become your big moment. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clear skin is achievable. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be.
First of all,
Otezla, show more of you.
People everywhere living with type 2 diabetes are waking up to what's possible. With Rybelsus.
Hey, that's move, Tony. Let's see.
Rybelsus works differently than any other diabetes pill to lower blood sugar in all 3 of these ways. Increases insulin, decreases sugar, and slows food. The majority of people taking Rybelsus lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7. People taking Rybelsus lost up to 8 pounds. Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Rybelsus if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer, or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if allergic to it. Stop Rybelsus and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an